Hey, how's it going, everyone? I want to take this moment to introduce a few projects I got going on. Most importantly, the main one, the main event, it is my Civic. It is basically my first car. I had this car since I was 15, 16. Got a few little adjustments and everything, but it's the main baby. Only thing I have left to do pretty much is check why it doesn't start. It just cranks over, but it doesn't start. I had to change the starter the other day because it wasn't clicking. I was feeding voltage to the solenoid. It was just slightly clicking, but it wasn't like fully engaging. So I just knew that starter was just no good. It's been sitting and everything. So fast forward, change the starter, then try to start it. And it pretty much just didn't start. You hear it want to turn on, but it just wasn't turning on. So I just basically had to pull off the coil packs, check the spark plugs. Maybe it's too much fuel. It got flooded in there. See what's going on with that. Hopefully a simple fix like that. I mean, with a setup like this, is just never anything simple. It's always, it literally was fully rebuilt. I've dropped the engine in. I've just been buttoning everything up. So it's a process because, hey, damn, I should just change that. Like, look, this radiator right here. Mishimoto radiator just to match the Mishimoto intercooler. So that in itself, swap that out. So it's like certain things, just swap out while I have the space and the time. Redid the transmission on that, that's why it looks so clean. They repainted the block for me when they rebuilt it over at Midnight Auto. But yeah, that's basically where we're at with it, steps-wise. So hopefully we get something done today. Got my buddy club seats, a little bit of a mess in there. Simple setup. Again, a little bit of a mess in there, but what are you going to do? My 3 gauges in there. Radio down low. As you know, you got to do the SI cluster. Got to keep it OEM plus. And yeah, it's basically the baby. Simple setup. Well, I shouldn't say simple because it's been a pain, a real pain for sure. But hopefully I get to drive this soon. When I say soon, I mean within a week or so, and we'll go from there. Now, to talk about another project. There's one I've been working on for like 3 years now, I would say, but full-time job and everything, it kind of gets the best of everybody. But this one right here, it's like you tackle a little bit a day, and you'll be fine. I literally have everything ready for it. Actually, let me not show you the car just yet. Let me show you what's going in it, and then you guys can put 2 and 2 together, knowing how much I love Civics. I have the swap right over here. Just to explain why I have this blue wrap, that's what color the yellow car was before, but I didn't really know how to wrap then. Took a few courses. Now I'm very confident wrapping. So had to change it to yellow. And definitely in the springtime, may change the color again, but we'll leave that as a surprise for another time. It's like an unveiling, but I literally just have this wrap here just so it's not on the floor. But here we have a full K20 swap. This is from a base RSX. I did a wrinkle paint on it. I'll just put this down. Basically did a wrinkle paint, but you can see right here just overspray. But that's the back of the engine. So see Honda. So it's not really too noticeable, but yeah, I did the wrinkle paint. I prepped the block, resprayed the block, taped off everything I needed to tape off, and yeah. Then right over here, got the transmission. Don't worry, I know I did paint the shift selector and everything. That in itself, I was going to get new either way and just do a quick refresh. Definitely going to change the bolts out that basically hold the casing. Going to swap those out for probably some Downstar ones more than likely. Just a basic setup, just black bolts or something like that. Not a fan of the hex heads because if that strips, then definitely out of luck. But we'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, this swap right here is going to go into the other Project Civic. I might have ruined the surprise right there. But it's all right. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows I love Civics. I just put this fresh reveal plastic back on. Good as new. So the other project is this bad boy right here. You can tell by the radiator support how the headlights are. It's basically another EK. This one's about 96 and 98. Mine is originally 2000. I got a good deal on this shell. It's basically been a budget build, honestly. I've just been tackling it little by little. Did some prep work to the engine bay. More than likely going to send it to the body shop because just the paint where I'm at right now, it's not a thing I could do. But I did do some basic painting. I did the wheel wells to an extent. If you look over here, this is taped off. This is the bung for one of the brake lines because it's already brake tucked. As you can see right over here, brake line going into the firewall and everything behind the dash. I didn't do that myself. My boy Norman, actually, he did that for me. He has a Civic EK too, so who better to ask than the person who's been doing it, you know? And you guys are asking why it looks like this. I did have the quarter panels redone. And basically once I had the quarter panels redone, I just had them prime the entire car. You can already see what color it was. But that didn't stop me from keeping that color. The color that it was, obviously in the door jambs and everything, but at least in the carpet. So you can see in there the carpet and everything. It's red interior. I had to redo these seats, probably swap them out entirely. Most of the plastics inside are like a little messed up and everything, so I'm definitely gonna, more than likely gonna just change everything. See, like this. Not a fan of all this, really. Redo the door finishers. But yeah, that's the color the car was originally. So it kind of would go well with the color I'm doing, then the color it was, and then the red carpet. Oh, that's a little dark. Right there. That's a little bit of a mess, but you guys get the gist. You guys get the gist. I do have basically all the parts to get it going. I had to do the rear suspension over, things like that. Give me some ideas. Maybe I do definitely use coilovers often, especially on a Civic. This is my other project Civic, of course. I've had a few other ones, but honestly, I just buy them, sell them right away. A lot of people don't know that. But in any case, this one, I want to do coilovers again, but I want to do a little bit of a show car per se. So with that being said, if you guys see the engine bay is already shaved, tucked, well, shaved to an extent because that was just me do-it-yourselfer, you know, because I never shaved the bay ever in my life. But I want to learn, you know, so I just did it, whatever. The brake tuck, my boy Norman helped me out with that. He did his on Venom. So basically, the next step would be to finish the engine bay on that one and drop everything in. I already have the motor, subframe, everything. Just little things that I need, like to do the EK. Well, no, to do an Integra subframe to run a K-Series engine in this car. Basically, what I have to do is I have to change the entire subframe, right? That's one. But then after I do that, I had to decide, okay, the power steering rack. Do I just go to a manual one? But then I was reading up, hey, it's an Integra subframe, so you have to use an Integra rack. Suppose it's interchangeable, whatever the case may be. But the main thing is I do want to keep power steering in this car. So if I want to keep power steering in this car, I have to run a power steering rack from an Integra. But since it's going to be a K series, I have to find the power steering kit. Basically, I think Hybrid Racing makes one, and basically put that kit into this car with the rack. But to make the rack work on this car, I need a coupler because the spline on the rack and pinion that goes to the steering column, it is too big. So the old coupler that's on there from the EK original, it just wouldn't fit. So basically I have to redo that. And that's where I am with that. So hopefully this week I could get my yellow one going. And as soon as I get my yellow one going, I'm going to daily it as much as possible. Things break all the time. Unfortunately, beginning of summer, I did end up having a motor knock on the yellow EK. So that's the whole reason why it's been down. As soon as I got the engine back, I just started putting it back together little by little, upgrading things while I can. Had to go twin disc clutch because that was the main reason why my previous setup actually messed up. Being that the clutch wasn't powerful enough and, well, not powerful enough, it wasn't strong enough to withstand the power. And I'm not saying I'm pushing crazy power or anything like that. It just happened to be that I purchased the clutch, not knocking any companies or anything like that. It's just the matter of what I was told after the fact. So I didn't know any better. I purchased a competition clutch. It was just regular $6. You know, what do all Honda guys get? You know, first clutch, $6, whatever. Boom. Go to tune it. I'm already at above, let's say, 400, let's say. I'm pushing more than that now. But I have to retune it, of course, because the motor rebuild, just to refresh it. I tuned it with Morris Tuning. Rest in peace, Morris Tuning. Basically, he actually told me, he's like, yo, this clutch, you're getting above this power right now. You should do a twin disc. I'm like, bro, I appreciate you. I know what you're telling me. I'm listening. I definitely am listening. I'm taking your word for it. But the only thing is I just bought this clutch. So you just imagine you spend money on a clutch. So you just want to basically run the clutch. So I run the clutch. Boom. Run it for months. I mean, the car wasn't really getting driven that much. Beginning of summer, I started driving. You know, it's getting a little warmer out, you know. I live in New York, so it gets a little warmer in New York. All the cars come out. Yeah, everybody got Lambos and everything. I got my Civic. So I got my Civic. I'm driving it. I'm doing pulls here and there and everything. Safely, you know, safely. And I do one pull one of these days. I forgot what day it fell on exactly. I did a pull. After that pull, as soon as I let off the gas, you know, slowing down and everything, I'm just hearing like a tick, 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 tick. As soon as I'm hearing that tick, 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 I'm like, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. So I'm looking it over. It sounds to me like a rod knot or some sort of knot, but who am I to confirm nor deny, right? So as soon as I hear that, I'm checking it over and everything. Let me take it to professionals. So I took it to my guy Ewok at Midnight Auto. That's who built my motor previously, and that's who I would trust going forward at any point to build my motors. So you should definitely check him out. And I brought the entire car to him. I'm like, listen, before I pull this out, it's running now. Just give me a second opinion. He just looks at it. Obviously, he knows what he's doing more than I do. He looks at it real quick. A few minutes actually, and just instantly, yo. So I had to break it to you, but it's knocking. I was like, damn. I kind of figured, but you know, you just want to confirm like what you already knew, you know, and so on and so forth. So he knows that I work on my own cars. I have the tools to do it and everything. Some knowledge to do it. Been doing it long enough. So basically, all I had to do was take the motor out and bring it back to him. As soon as I did that, dropped it off, he just did his thing, got it machined, rebuilt everything. As soon as I got it back, that's when I started doing it. But the whole reason for doing that is because the clutch was not a twin disc. So now I had to get a twin disc on this setup because I'm not doing it twice. Definitely not doing this twice. And I'd rather mess up for another reason than it be a simple clutch issue. Because when I tell you I actually took that clutch out and it was fried, and I have less than 100 miles on this clutch. But it's just because of the power to it that I think it was giving an issue. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm actually trying to find the clutch so I can show you exactly what I mean. What the hell did I do with it? Did I hang it up on a frame or something already? Nope. Well, it's behind a few things, so that's gonna be another time because it's just done. If you see it, you'll be like, how the hell does that have less than 100 miles? Yeah, it basically disintegrated. If I find a picture of it, I'll just insert it right over here, I'll clip it, just so you could see, because I know for a fact I have a picture of it, and less than 100 miles, and just cooked it. Like, it just, I guess it just fucking ate through it, excuse my language, and as soon as it ate through it, basically it ate through it. And what he explained to me is the thrust washers on the crankshaft, they wore out. So the thrust washer, it's basically, I believe there's one on one side and one on the other side of the crankshaft. Basically, there was too much force, I guess, for the clutch. So that wasn't like holding properly when you engage it and everything. So that wore out, and the crankshaft was just moving forward and back. So just imagine to the timing belt side and then back to the flywheel side, just like that. So with it doing that, that was basically my knock. And then I was able to save the motor for the most part and just get it rebuilt. Machine. Actually, I needed to get another block because it just wore out too much on the thrust washers on the block. So I just had to get a new entire block. With that being said, that's where I am with that one, with the yellow one. That's where I am with the gray one. The third project that a lot of people do not know that I have, some people do, mainly my father's, but he just told me, hey, listen, if you want to do something with it, you could do it. If not, I was just going to junk it. I want to keep this car as original as possible, just because for the simple fact of what it is. So I'm Dominican. My dad's first car was a 1982 Honda Accord. I know, circle of life. I'm into Hondas now and everything. It wasn't planned, I swear. This is before me. It was a white one. I have a picture of that one for sure. And I'll insert that one now. So basically, that's what he wanted again. So this is a 1982 Accord, but the motor seized up. It's been sitting, has a little bit of defects right there. But honestly speaking, it is a gem. I love the clock in the middle, right over there. The seats are pretty much intact. The back ones just gotta go to an upholstery guy to redo. But overall, it's clean. It is clean. I would honestly, I would want to keep this original paint as much as possible. But I do know how to wrap, so I would do it. It is on jack stands. Well, when I say jack stands, I mean the wheels of the car are the jack stands, because it actually has no motor in there. It's a little dark in here, I know. Love these headlights. Because the motor itself was seized up, like I said before. And since the motor was seized up, basically had to get it rebuilt. But this is the other project. This is definitely one of the main projects that I want to get done this year. I want to keep it original, you know? But if I had to throw a B series in it, so be it. But I kind of don't want to switch everything over from carburetor to to EFI and everything, things like that. Like I just don't want to do it. Yeah, that's basically introduction as far as what I got going on. So I hope you guys tune in, because I'm trying to get into more content creating and sharing what I'm actually doing. I'm already doing this stuff. So it's the fact that I'm already doing it is that motivating me. Hey, let me just record it. Let me just take a few moments here, boom, boom, boom. And then I just got this Osmo 3 pocket thing, whatnot. And literally put it on the stand and everything, and then it does its thing. What more can you ask for? So yeah, let me get going on working on this yellow one, pull out the spark plugs. Hopefully they're soaked in gas. I'd rather they be soaked in gasoline than anything else happen. Because one, I am not pulling this motor out again. Two, there is no two. I'm just not pulling this motor out again. That's a definite. So let me get to pulling these spark plugs out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.